Hello everyone. Welcome to the DynamicsCon once again for this year. I'm happy to be there once again. Um, so today we will talk. Last session, I think, on finance operation track is data event virtual entities with finance operation, and again with me, globally within Power Platform, of course. So I am Aurelien Clere. Not really a first name in the US, but globally it's a French first name. So globally, I am a global technical architect. I am working at Danagil Consulting in France. I am my MVP, Microsoft MVP, most valuable professional. So don't hesitate to follow me on the social network, YouTube. I have I think I suppose a good YouTube channel with more 1,000 of subscribers, or Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever. Globally, I'm really happy to help the community when you have questions, etc., etc. Um, and last and not least, globally, I have a long, I do a lot, often long blog post article on my blog. So don't hesitate also to follow my blog and my article. I publish quite like every month globally with a huge article with Power Azure 365.com. So this topic I will present this session. In fact, globally I have made some article to deep dive once again. So yeah, don't hesitate to go to my blog if you want to learn more and more about that. So yeah, globally that's it. So let's discuss about something really important for finance operation. I suppose you have seen just before me over session, like my colleague Adnan, which presents you a lot of question answer about Power Platform convergence with finance operation. So I don't know if you have seen that, but globally for the past few years and more past few months, we had a lot of new feature coming from finance operation with, let's say, a real convergence on top of Power Platform. So that's the main topic. That's the main thing for me is really, okay, we have Dataverse, we have Power Platform, we have custom engagement applications with multiple S, capital S, on the CRM side, because globally I work for more than 10 years on Dynamics World, and let's say 5 6 years ago it was two words, CRM and ERP. But globally now, yeah, the main future of finance operation will be for me to go again to the Dataverse side to have a real convergence on the business application, whatever it's field service, project operation, sales, marketing, finance, supply chain, HR, whatever. We don't care, in fact. So that's the main point for me. And it's exactly what Microsoft wants to do in the future globally. So that's why at this point of time, as of now, it's more like, we are switching little by little to this convergence because, of course, as you know, if you were working on Dynamics AX back then, like when it was not Dynamics 365, when it was completely two world to not together with the CRM. Yeah, we have seen lot of new features coming for the past few years, as I said before. And for me, it was like 1 or 2 years ago that we have seen the coming of the Power Platform convergence for finance operation. Okay, so that's the main. In fact, that's the main strategy of my session. Is I have picked one global feature that is for me the main the main the main answer of, okay, we can say now, if I go with finance operation project, if I am a partner or customer, whatever, I know that I have to go to Power Platform even if I am on ERP side. Okay, so, and I hope my session will be a good answer of that normally. So, let's say now you have seen especially for SCS lifecycle services add-in, you have seen that now, if you want to install some additional component for your ERP of Microsoft Finance Operation, you have, and it's not right now, it's not mandatory, but highly recommended to do that, because if you want to, I can pick some example, but you have like export data lake, because as you know, maybe I love BI, AI reporting architecture side of finance operation. So if you want to install LCS add-in, like Azure Data Lake, like inventory visibility, like tax calculation services, like inventory visibility, like whatever you want. You have tons of new microservices, but those microservices have been built on top of the Dataverse. So that's why you have to link your Dynamics 365 Finance Operation instance with a Dataverse environment. And also that's why Microsoft puts you some extra database capacity on the Dataverse if you buy finance or supply chain management licenses. So that's not, that's the way of what Microsoft do, is really pushing to link that. And also, I don't know if you have seen, but when you create your tier 2 instances, your production instances, even your cloud hosted environment, Microsoft asks you, do you want that I create for you your Dataverse automatically? And that's a good thing, because right now, when you do that, it will also, uh, highly help you to, on technical side, on technical configuration, to really do all configuration for you without any assistance, doing extra additional setup or whatever. It will link your finance operation with your Dataverse, and that's it globally. Okay, so that's the way now where we can say finance operation goes very when I put it finance operation not together with Power Platform or customer engagement, but globally the goal is to small by small step to go finance operation in Dataverse. So technical configuration, like I said, is quite very fast. When you go to your lifecycle services on your finance operation, you have to just to activate the Power Platform integration, and globally that's it. That's it. That's so as I said, it's mandatory if you want to install add-in. It's mandatory, of course, if you want to use Jira, right? And it's mandatory when you want to use virtual entities, data event catalog. That's the main topic of this session. So again, that's the first thing to do. So very, very, very fast, because back then, 1 or 2 years ago, I made already a session on DynamicsCon with Redshift Profit from Fast Track team in Microsoft, and we talk about CDS virtual entity. I think back then it was CDS, Common Data Services, even not Dataverse, the name. Because Microsoft loves to rename product every year, but globally, yeah, that was more complex, to do the configuration, etc. So Microsoft doing some improvement to help you to really going further and not spend 1 hour or even 1 day to configure everything on technical side. Okay. So for me, what is really the highlight feature of my session? It's not me, huh? I've done that, it's Microsoft. So thanks again, Microsoft, to have built that. But globally, what I highlighted some features that for me, this is really important. What is virtual entities? So virtual entities, first of all, really important to know, is you don't have to synchronize your data between finance operation and the Dataverse. That's not the same as the dual write, okay? So it's like, for me, a mirror. The best way for me is on Dataverse. Virtual entities have been built for like 5 years ago. It's really long time ago that Microsoft say, okay, maybe on my Dataverse system, I want external data to be as exactly a table as a normal table on Dataverse side. Okay, so that's the main thing. But without to synchronize, to do pipeline, bidirectional way, etc. So yeah, that's the main topic. Really, I have a table on my finance operation. I want this table on my Dataverse if it was really on Dataverse. So until maybe when finance operation will be completely on a Dataverse system, but let's wait for that. But globally, at this point, really, the goal really is to have a virtual entities and to see my finance operation data in my Dataverse. Okay, and with that, you don't have to to do again, you don't have to do extra configuration, technical configuration. You just have to, okay, I click, want this table in my Dataverse, and that's it. Okay. So it's in full real time bidirectional. So if I made an adjustment, an update, a create on my virtual entities in my Dataverse, of course, it's in directional way, in real time, sync it to my finance operation system. And of course, the same as if I made an adjustment on finance operation, of course, I can see the last date in my Dataverse system. Last but not least, main important thing, because now they have, I think in November November 2021, so just few months back, they have added some really good thing is data event catalog. So with that, you will see in my finance operation after a demonstration, you have all your data entities of finance operation that can be, an event with Power Automate in Dataverse. So you can now build any Power Automate you want without any AX developer or Dynamics 365 Finance Operation developer. All your data entities, even your custom one, even if you have done some extension on the standard one, you can trigger anything you want on your ERP. And really, that's for me amazing because globally on your data, I think we have more than 2,000 data entities in the ERP because you have, as you know, on ERP, even SAP, whatever ERP the in technology, we have a lot of tables, we have a lot of data, a lot of modules, a lot of users, whatever. But globally, yeah, you have tons of trigger you can imagine. In fact, for your ERP, I don't know when I post an invoice, I want to send automatic thing with. I don't know, but of course now it's huge, but globally you have 600 data sources, connectors for Power Platform. Now you can even build your custom connector if you don't see a connector on Power Platform. So you can really imagine a lot of things with Power Automate with finance operation. And now that you have also your tables as virtual entities into Dataverse, you can even build model-driven app with your finance operation data, and even cross, you can add them virtual entities on a model driven app customer engagement. I have the sales hub, sales professional, project operation, or whatever. You can add them as table in model driven app so that business users doesn't have to switch between ERP and CRM. They have everything in one model driven app. And as you know, don't know maybe on finance operation, but for me, model driven app is more, let's say, sexy than the interface of finance operation. So that's a good way, to bring more user with ERP data without to switch. I don't know. I have just to add one table for one specific kind of users from my ERP data. Okay, let's activate virtual entities for this table, and that's it. Of course, I can build Canvas application with Dataverse connectors and not with finance operation connector. Okay, so now if you are really like if you were in lead, opportunity, contact, account table in your customer engagement Dataverse. Okay, so it's just a table like a normal table. Okay, you can also imagine Power Apps portal if you want to have a public or private internal web portal with your finance operation data, because it's a table again, from your Dataverse. So it's exactly if you were building a PowerOps portal with, let's say, customer engagement table and not finance operation table, but globally that's it. And yeah, we can, if you build, like I said, a model-driven app, you can add PCF, framework. So you can build components, adding some real good widget or whatever you want on your model-driven app with your finance operation data. If it's likely if you were a Dataverse developer or Dataverse functional consultant, but just with finance operation data. But globally, that's it. And last but not least, especially if you are a developer, a technical guy like me, you can now build your C# plugin on Dataverse side. Like again, if you were a Dataverse developer, but now with finance operation event, with post operation, pre operation. Okay, so again, you can do globally. Yeah, that's a good thing because sometimes I don't know, it will be great to add some external C# plugin on your database, but with finance operation table. So as you can see, a real convergence because you have everything if you were like in the Dataverse. Okay, so you can do exactly the same thing as any kind of CRM CE project of Dynamics. So that's really a huge step forward for finance operation. And that's something really I really want to highlight because I know that a lot of ERP partners are coming and moving quite slowly on that, but really Microsoft wants to push that and avoid also, you know, even if you use regression suite automation tool, we have a lot of new features, new update every month on finance operation, and I would say that normally it's quite simple in terms of maintenance, in terms of new capabilities on Dataverse side. So I will suggest, of course, when you have to do a development, an extension on finance operation, first thing to check for me, I don't know if you are, but let's talk to the chat. I will really be happy to answer at the end of the session all questions you have. So don't hesitate to put question on the chat. But and let's say like a battle, if you don't agree with me. But globally, yeah, that's really for me the way is okay. I have to do this development on AX on transpiration. Sorry. Okay. First, can I go with Dataverse, Can I build a C# plugin? Can I build a Power Automate? Can I build a Canvas apps? Can I build a model-driven app or a Power Apps portal or whatever I want to do? So that's important because as you can see, now X++ developer have really to check that, to do some training and we have a more and more documentation or EMVP or whatever communities on Dataverse side than finance operation. That's a shame, but yeah. Globally, you have tons of things you want if you want to learn more about that. But globally, yeah, let's do it. I don't say all kind of extension can be built really, on the Dataverse side for finance operation, but you have to, yeah, okay, let's do a brainstorming first to check if we can first go with that. And if not, yeah, of course, let's say in the future, we will have again more X++ developer doing some X++ extension, some extension table, extension of data entities. Yeah, of course, still need that. Okay, but yeah, now for the I don't know for the 1 or 2 years coming, it will be an hybrid, an hybrid project, an hybrid mode with some components on Dataverse and some components on finance operation. But globally, enough talking. Let's go to the demonstration. If you're okay with me, so let's jump. So as I said, that's the main thing. As you can see, I am on the finance operation track, but I am on the Power Apps Maker portal, and you are on the right track. Huh? don't worry, but that's normal. So let's go, but I will go I will go just a little bit, but you will see it will be quick on the LCS, Lifecycle Services. Um, Globally, Power Platform integration, as you can see, you have to, when you create, for me now, I don't know, but I suppose that in few months now, Microsoft will create you a Dataverse globally mandatory, just because also Microsoft wants to push more monitoring on Power Platform also. You know, the Power Platform Admin Center, uh, they want really at the end to monitor all your kind of types of instances on Power Platform Admin Center, even Power Platform limit, even capabilities, and even I suppose that at the end, because we are, you know, on the self-service on finance operation, and that say normally we are quite almost as a software as a service for finance operation. It's not really software as a service right now because you still have some things that is not really software as a service for me. But at the end, it will be exactly like the Dataverse. You know, you don't have to worry about CPU, memory, whatever indexes, SQL, I don't know. So now, of course, we have still environment monitoring, but globally at the end, the administration will be done on Power Platform Admin Center, and you will have exactly the same monitoring we have right now on Dataverse. So quite very, you know, just limits in Power Platform Admin Center. You just have limits, you know, that's it. You don't have CPU memory on Dataverse. And I don't know for finance operation, we still have it. And sometimes customers or partners, they say, wow, I see my DTU of SQL is really high. And also I have the memory CPU, which is very high for my AOS. But globally, normally you don't have to worry about that. You just have to worry about your limits you have, including the performance go live. I know that we have a lot of projects on finance operation, which has, you know, quite with fast track, which is difficult about, you know, performance issue. Yeah, so that's the main topic. They want to switch once more time to Power Platform for that and be unique, you know, a unique limit for all business application, you know, and not a dedicated one specifically for finance operation and the Dataverse. Okay, but that's it on technical side. When you set up a instance on finance operation, just activate your Power Platform environment information. I don't know if important for me. Let's say, as I said, if you buy licenses for finance operation, of course, normally you have to do that. You will have 1 GB by default provisioned for every kind of Dataverse. As you don't know, maybe, but Dataverse is taking 1 GB of capacity by default. So yeah, but as I said, if you buy 20 licenses, they give you 5 GB, if I'm not wrong. So normally 5 GB, you know, will be enough for 5 environment, you know. So that's quite, I think that's quite good for that. And last but not least, of course, even if you install LCS add-in and even if you activate globally virtual entities, as I said, virtual entities, the storage will not grow on the Dataverse side because you will have to, your data will be still, sorry, on finance operation instances. You know, you don't have synchronization. The data will be exactly not replicated on Dataverse. Okay, so it's not really like dual write, huh? So it's, as I said, it's just a mirror. So yeah, that's globally that's it. So when you do that technical things, that's it. Because if I go to my finance operation instances, I will go here there. Okay, let's go. So the business event catalog, you have to go to system information and you have to go to business event catalog. Okay, here. And when you go there, you still have a feature we used to have for, I think, more than 2 years. That's the first feature they added to call any kind of Power Automate, which with a trigger, I don't know, when I post a payment on my ERP, I want to call a Power Automate, okay? But, for 2 years now, Microsoft just released, think 15 just business event by standard. And when it was, where it was, I don't have my trigger for that. He said, I need a developer again and again to say just to build a custom one and to be able to call any kind of endpoint, including, of course, Power Automate. But as I mentioned, that's of course the topic of my session. Now we have a new feature called Data Event Catalog. So as I said, for every data entities you have on finance operation, on 3 types of trigger, create, delete, update, you can activate this one, including company specific table and also shared table on finance operation. You have of course the schema on top right, and you can have also multiple kind of endpoint. Of course, you will see that after when I will activate a trigger, you will have an endpoint automatically created for you for Dataverse, okay? But you have also, just for information, any kind of other endpoint on Azure, like Azure Service Bus, HTTPS call, or blob storage, okay? So I can say that for any kind of external integration in real time, let's say PLM, MES, other application on top of your ERP, when I don't know, but when I create a production order, I want to synchronize it, to push this kind of event automatically to the event hub. And after the other application can listen to this event hub and get back the data on their own system. That's also a good way to do integration right now with this feature. So that's it, the data event catalog. So that's it globally. So another way to see virtual entities and to activate them is just to go to your environment, your Dataverse. The one linked to your finance operation. Okay. So if you go there, you will see you have, of course, the URL to go there, of course. Just also for information to see what is coming when you initialize your linked Dataverse environment for your finance operation. You have tons of Dynamics application here. And of course, you have the one that is automatically installed for you now. No need additional setup. And it's called, of course, finance operation virtual entities. And we have exactly the same for HR. Meanwhile, HR will go to the ERP, but at this point of time, it's still customer engagement application. So you have HR virtual table, I think, solution, and you have also one for Business Central, I think. So yeah, and that's it globally. So if I go to my customer engagement or Dataverse system, I go to my advanced seed find, and if I go there, you will have an available finance operation entities table. So this is really important because it's here where you can do result. So at this point of time, when you do that, it will call your finance operation instances, retrieve all kind of data entities, and these data entities can be activated as a virtual entities. Okay? So I don't know, let's say I want customers, the famous one. I can say I want customers V3 because I know very well all data entities, the 2000. I know very well the 2000 data entities of finance operation. So yeah, it can take some times, but yeah. So let's search for it. Yeah, you have the customer V2, but I can activate. I will activate this one, but I think we have the customer V3 now. But whatever, it's just a demonstration, and I can go there, and I can go to when it will be good. I hope so. Okay. Thank you. I just have to click on visible and click save. and that's it. It will automatically create for you a table into the Dataverse, exactly as the same data type. Not the same, because as you know, data types of Dataverse is not the same data types of finance operation. So it will convert something like enum will be an option set, in Dataverse. Okay. One but not least, important, you have seen we have refresh toggle here, checkbox. It's often great because if you made an adjustment on the data entities, you add new custom table, new custom queries, join. You do extension on your data entities. You have to click on refresh to refresh, the schema of the table on the Dataverse. Okay. So it takes some time to activate. That's normal because he will activate a lot of things behind the scene. But globally, I will, let's go to the Power Apps Maker portal. But if I go to my data now in the table, you will see that normally you have just to be important. Just don't forget to select all here and push MSERP here underscore. Right. We don't have yet the one I have activated, but it's still saving time. But yeah, we will wait a little bit before. So globally, I will go for one I already activated before the demonstration. So you have all fields, of course. You have the view, a form, and of course the data. That's important. And you can check all data in real time, your data. This one is system users, just a user of finance operation. That was just an example, but you can see all that. And yeah, that's it. So is it finished? Yeah, it's finished. Great. So normally, if I refresh my Power Apps portal, I can check my MSERP, and I have my customer V2, and I have all my data, all my customer on finance operation into like a real normal table of my customer engagement over table we have in standard. Okay, so all fields with all columns. Okay, so for me, the main point to start is to create a solution. Okay, because if you are on the Dataverse, you have to build solution to do ALM stuff. Yeah. I want to build some extension because you can do extension on your virtual entities. Like you can see, I don't know, I will add existing table. Yeah. I will pick the one I have not now for customer V2. I click next, I click all components, and I click add. And now I have my customer V2. And now I can do some extension. I don't know, the view I have by default is, I don't like it. Okay, I want to add something into my view. So as you can see now, you're on Power Platform, so you can build very quickly any kind of things you want. So I want in my view, I don't know, the customer name, maybe. That's a good thing. Okay, let's put the name. And it's empty, but whatever. Account statement, I can account number, I can put whatever fields I want, and I can click save. And normally, yeah, I can go back and can do whatever I want. I can change the form of this. I can change the form of that also if I want. The main form. I can add again one column I want. And of course, this solution can be after delivered by Azure DevOps. The same thing as we used to do in any kind of delivery on finance operation. Of course, now, hopefully, now we can do some, automatic delivery on Dataverse side with a solution with DevOps. So that's that's a good thing. So yeah, I can change that. I can change my form. Okay, I can save, and again I can add some PCF component I want because really I am on the Dataverse side. So yeah, I can export it, and yeah, that's it. Now of course I can do as I said, I can do any kind of model driven, or even maybe, yeah, let's say I want to edit the one I have by default because I have a sales hub model driven app, and I can add on the same sales hub we have for customer engagement, I want to add a page. In the page, this is the customer v3. Okay. Let's go there here. Yeah, customer v2, add. And now in my customer engagement, I have my table of finance operation if I were in my CRM, I can click on play, save and continue. I have to publish it, of course, before, but that's it. I hope it will finish. Let's go to, again, Power Apps application when it will finally go. That's it. So I can click on play. And now I am on my model-driven app. It's not yet published. Customer v2. I don't have permission. But normally, yeah, I can, yeah, maybe I don't have the rights to read it, but yeah, you can see your data from finance operation into your model-driven app, and you can build a complete custom one if you want. That's not, yeah, that's good. I can also build a Canvas application, as I said, and again, I can pick my customer table, customer v2, yeah, connect. And now it will create automatically for me a Canvas application with the Dataverse connector, but with my finance operation data. As you can see, I can add some field. Let's say I want other field, country, currency. I can put currency, country, company code, city. Yeah, city. Yeah. So as you can see, I can build very quick Canvas application. I can edit the detail screen to add other fields I want to edit, and let's build a very quick business app, a very simple business application to edit and see my finance operation data on my Canvas application. Okay, so as you can see, you can do really quick application. Let's say for warehouse management, for production control, for what you can imagine a lot of things, as you know, in a finance operation. And last but not least, to finish my demonstration, is just you have to, you can go to Power Automate, as I said earlier. Again, I have to go to the right environment on Dataverse, but globally, not now. I can do an automated cloud flow, okay? But now the automatic cloud flow will be on the Dataverse, okay? And when a new customer is created, let's say, from finance operation, again, because here you will see, okay, let's go to, I want added kind of field, added of change type, sorry, and I can add MSCRP and customer V3, V2, yeah, and scope organization. Okay, and now, of course, I can do condition. Oh, sorry, I will not have the time to build a very quick and successful any kind of for automate, but globally, of course, I can do condition based on the field I have, and of course, I can use the 600 connectors we have in Power Automate to call any kind of connectors we have. So that's really huge. So yeah, that's it globally. Of course, it will be real time, as I said. When you will create really a customer on fast operation, this kind of Power Automate will be called automatically. So that's really, really huge. So yeah, that's it globally. Canvas application, we have done that as I promised in my description of the session. We have done a very quick, minor but very quick Canvas application, just from the demonstration once again. We have built, or let's say, customized a little bit a model-driven app, so one from Microsoft, but can also build a custom one, as I said. So yeah, I don't have the time, but I can also build a Power Apps portal, as I said. I don't have the time, but I can build C# plugin on top of an event coming from the virtual entities. So yeah, we can do ALM stuff, as I said, via DevOps, Azure DevOps, because you will add all kind of extension. even my flow, of course, I built my flow, with not on the solution, but you have to add this flow on the solution. So that, of course, when I do that on the Dataverse sandbox, link it to a sandbox of finance operation. When I want to deliver that in my production, of course, I will deliver the solution from DevOps, exactly the same thing as if I were in my finance operation instances. So I think that's it. I hope you like it, this session, and don't hesitate, of course, to continue the session by a chat, by a question. I will really be I will be happy to answer all of your questions, because it was quite fast. Sorry for the demonstration, but we can spend 2 or 3 hours talking with that. So hope you like it. So thank you everyone. Hello everyone. So good evening for me, good afternoon for you. So I think we had some question, but one of them was already a response from one attendee. So thank you. Yeah, you are right, Santosh. Thank you for your help and answering the question for Mark. Yes. So globally, of course, as you have mentioned, Mark, is you can still, of course, query your data with OData, with data entities like any API or REST API. But of course, like Santosh said, virtual entities is much better, because you can take advantage of all Power Platform features, like Santosh said, like I've said, like I wanted to show you, in fact, during the session, is you can build any kind of C# plugin that you can't do really normally. Budget-driven app, Power Apps Portal, Power Automate, and much better. You can do also security role. So globally is the goal. Just to summarize, is if I want to summarize my session in one sentence, is I want to have my data of my ERP as if I were in my CRM, like any kind of Dynamics sales or Dynamics marketing project, but with my ERP, without synchronization, without data movement, without pipeline, without whatever you need to do if it was like a dual write. So that's it. And after, if I have my table, if like the other one we have right now, as you know, maybe when you create an empty Dataverse, you have some basic table like account, contact, and now you can activate the same table as you have in your finance operation. So I suppose that's a good thing globally. The other one I've seen, it's from Todd. Hello, Todd. So can this be implemented with Business Central? Good question. So I think I'm not the right guy to answer your question, but if I'm not wrong, you can now, but maybe it's still in preview. So you need to double check what I said to be sure. But I've seen that normally you can activate Business Central virtual entities, like exactly what I have shown. In fact, exactly the same thing. Globally, you can. I don't know how to set up it really, because I'm not a Business Central guy. But I know that I've seen that you have a specific solution on Dataverse called Business Central Virtual Entities. So I imagine that you can still enable it. And exactly what I've shown you for all the session, I suppose you can do exactly the same thing for Business Central. Yeah. So as you know, what I wanted to show you also, it was really the Power Platform convergence, and not for finance operation only. Is really even for Business Central to go to the Dataverse, because right now, if I summarize a little bit, you have all business app of Microsoft on Dataverse except right now HR which will go to ERP, in fact, now with finance operation. So Business Central and finance operation. But so all the other one are on top of the Dataverse. So if you want a global convergence of all kind of business application of Microsoft, we need to, meanwhile, we have to wait the global migration. Yeah, we need to have this kind of thing, this kind of feature that will help you, to have an hybrid way to wait until maybe in the future with the Power Platform convergence, all the way, Business Central and Finance Operation will be a completely model-driven application, like sales, like marketing, like project operation, like field service, like the other one, in fact, like HR. Yeah. So I think I'm good. I don't know if we have more question. Yeah, sorry, I have to scroll down. Sorry. Alors, let's say we develop a Power Apps virtual entity. Is there a way to trigger report document for Power Apps and deliver it to user? Yeah, exactly. Of course, Santosh. So you can activate the docuref table, as virtual entity. So when you will upload a new document, you can trigger for automate. I have also, I work a lot on Docentric ISV as an add-on, which help you, to extend a little bit the print management, and any kind of document you share or you upload will be directly uploaded on SharePoint Online, and this can be a trigger of your Power Automate. When you upload a new PDF attachment as a note, you can trigger any kind of Power Automate and do whatever you want and deliver it, in fact, to end user. I have done that, in fact, for a customer to send automatically invoices. I have a batch that invoice a lot of sales order, and when the batch invoice the sales order, it will generate the document with the Centric and will send you automatically the invoice to the customer. So thank you, Anna. Thank you, Alison. Philippe, what happens if we develop a solution with a virtual entity that does not enable? Will this work? Good point, Philippe. Good point. So if you are on your development or UAT environment, you have your solution, like you have seen, yeah. You enable it, your virtual entity. You add these virtual entities on your solution. For me, normally, since this table is part of your solution, if you install it after on the right environment, it will be automatically created correctly. So, but yeah, you really need to do the solution. And yeah, globally, that's it. Can you trigger automate on create record event? Yes, of course, Todd. You have 3 types of events on that entities, as you have seen maybe, but it was maybe fast, sorry, during my session. You have create, update, delete. The security work for virtual entities, Philippe, is based on finance operation. If you were really on finance operation, in fact, you are on Dataverse, but you are currently seeing your finance operation data. So that will reuse your security role you have on finance operation. How to enable finance virtual entities finance operation in virtual platform? To enable it, yeah, that's very fast. Sorry for your first name, Rocchio, maybe. Rocio. I don't know to spell it, sorry. That's my French accent. So you have to enable it. Well, I think I have shown that in my video, in my session first, but you can still see my article on my blog. But globally, it's very fast to enable it, technically speaking, because if you have a finance operation instance, a tier 2 instance, you just have to create your linked Dataverse environment, your one-to-one linked environment. When you're on FCS, you have your sandbox, you have a Power Platform integration part on your environment page detail, and you can create the linked Dataverse system. And with that now, when the Dataverse will be created for you, linked to your instance of finance operation, it will automatically set up everything. Okay. And when you have done that, you have done all technical stuff, because after that, you go to your Dataverse environment, you go to the advanced find, advanced find on the Dataverse, which will, if you are one specific technical entity called available finance operation entities, you can query that, see all data entities of finance operation, even your custom one, and you just have to go there and click activate, and that's it. Simple as that. Yeah. Maybe at the end, it will be good if we can do an export import, because I don't know if you want to enable 100 data entities as a virtual entities. I don't know if we can do, multi-selection. Otherwise, you need to select one by one, which, yeah, maybe it's not very great, but yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I will share my blog article for Azure. Okay. Okay. So that's it. That's it. So thank you all. Merci beaucoup. And I hope you like it. Yeah. See you. Bye bye.